I'm Sarah. Welcome to Just Kiddin' Around, a special all-kids edition of Missouri Outdoors. We all know the benefits we get from conservation. It's all around us. Birds, trees, streams full of fish, and abundant wildlife. But do you know who's responsible for starting the conservation movement here in Missouri? It was hunters and fishermen. In the late 1930s, our populations of fish and wildlife were so depleted that there was nothing to hunt or fish. Sportsmen and other outdoor enthusiasts band together to start a movement to adopt modern management techniques for our fish, forests, and wildlife. The result is today's Missouri Department of Conservation and a legacy of wildlife restoration that we can all be proud of.
It's on safety, you take it off.
Today we are going to explore how young people are being introduced to this outdoor heritage at the Land Learning Foundation, an educational organization dedicated to the conservation of natural resources and to the preservation of traditional sporting opportunities. That means going out with a guide to see if we can outwit one of Missouri's prize game trophies, the wild turkey. I've never been hunting before, so this should be really exciting. We're also going to look in as young people around the state learn some of these traditional outdoor skills.
Whoa.
That means bustin' birdies with the future farmers of America, learning hunting, fishing, and archery skills with some very special campers, and of course, cooking up the results of our wild harvest. Now that's gonna be some good eating. So stay tuned, there's a lot of outdoor adventure coming up. I'm here with a group of young people from across the state to participate in a special guided youth turkey hunt organized by the Land Learning Foundation.
Good to see you. Okay.
These guys are boning up a little on their shooting skills. Then we're going to sit around a campfire tonight and talk turkey.
Henry.
And we'll be getting up really early to get to our spots in the woods before dawn. Hope we see some turkeys.
Yeah, if the weather holds out, it'll be a lot of fun if we don't get stormed on.
Shooting's my favorite thing to do. I like to go hunting, and I like to be around a lot of people and visit and stuff, and I just think it's a lot of fun.
Well, all these kids, the ones that a lot of them have been out here for the first time, a lot of them haven't had an opportunity to hunt, and it's pretty interesting to see how these kids react when they get an opportunity to be outdoors. They're all having a good time that I can tell.
Last year we had in our educational offerings about 600 kids where hook and bullet could meet environmental education, bringing kids into the shooting sports, working on water quality issues, and just trying to bridge the gap between environmental education and shooting sports and hunting.
While these guys are shooting trap, let's look in on another group of kids that have found bustin' birdies a great way to get together.
The old saying is, FFA is about cows, plows, and sows, and that's not what we focus on 100% anymore. We are an all-encompassing program. We build leadership, we develop career success, we develop leaders for tomorrow, and we also develop teams, we develop sportsmanship, we develop camaraderie.
Yeah, I probably started when I was about 10. when my cousin Chris started shooting and we started competing against each other.
One student said she really likes to trap shoot.
Mr. Skills, my ag teacher, came up and asked me if I wanted to trap shoot because I was interested in stuff like that.
This is about getting a group of kids together that have a common interest in shooting sports in a safe environment.
I think a lot of my kids really like the outdoors. They like hunting and fishing. But you bring them to something like this where they get to do something they want to do and they like, and they motivate themselves, especially when they have success with something. It's amazing how kids blossom. It's really exciting when you actually hit one, somehow manage to chip one or make one dust one. It makes you feel good.
Gotta watch how they're going. Like on the rabbits, you want to find the smoothest place to shoot at them because otherwise they're gonna jump pretty high and something right when you're getting ready to shoot. So you gotta kind of watch how they're flying and how they're coming in. It's a sport just like any other sport. You compete just like you compete in basketball to win. You compete here to win too.
Anybody can do this.
It brings a sport to kids who maybe they're not big enough to be on the football team or they can't hit the ball far enough to be on the baseball team.
You don't have to run a 5 mile in under 20 minutes. Anybody can do it if you want to put the time in and try it. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting the students out here that may not have otherwise done it and open them up to another world, to open them up to another opportunity.
Better than sitting at home on the couch.
Did you know that Ben Franklin wanted the wild turkey to be our national symbol? It's true, and although it lost out to the bald eagle, the turkey is still one of my favorites, in part because it can make so many kinds of calls. Or hen calls. Is the sound made by the young turkeys called poults, and is of course the male, the tom. But if you heard this sound, would you recognize it? It almost sounds like a sputtering boat engine, but it's just another call from a lonely tom turkey.
All right, I hope you've all enjoyed the campfire. The later it gets, the better it's going to feel. But we got some things that we need to discuss right quick this evening. We're here because this is turkey camp. The youth turkey season is taking place, and we've got 6 or 7 boys and girls who are hunting wild turkeys, most of you for the first time. But there's a kind of a serious issue that we need to take care of so that everybody understands. What's the most important thing that we need to keep in mind when we're out there tomorrow morning? Being safe. We want everybody to go out tomorrow morning and harvest a wild turkey gobbler because that's what we're here for, and we're going to hunt, we're going to have a good time, but we want everybody to come back just like you left. We want you all in one piece, we don't want any injuries, and we want you to have a great experience. That's what it's all about.
There's nothing like camping to really connect you with the great outdoors. Tonight, we're gathered around the fire to talk about the fine points of hunting turkeys. This is something I really need to know.
I hope every one of you get the opportunity in the morning to lower the boom on a big turkey gobbler. And a lot of accidents take place right after people shoot a gobbler, because you know what they do? They jump up and run to that bird while it's flopping around on the ground because they want to get to their prize very quickly and they want to capture that bird. But you know what they're doing when they jump up and run? They've got a loaded shotgun, probably with the safety off.
I gotta load my gun.
There's a great deal of self-satisfaction in taking a kid into an outdoor camp, and we take them through a whole gamut of experiences. We teach them about ethics, we teach them about gun safety, we teach them about how to set up a turkey hunting camp, and then bright and early tomorrow morning we're going to take them on an actual hunt.
Tomorrow's going to be an incredible day. We're all really excited, and the day starts early, 4:30 a.m. But we've got to be in position before the birds start to move. Wild turkeys don't wait. Check out this next story about another group of special kids learning some special skills.
Bullseye. Good.
All right, hit it that time.
If it's too heavy.
Well, we do these kinds of events all summer long for hearing kids, but in dealing with this group, we're having the added challenge of getting across the information that we need to get to the kids through an interpreter. She needs to turn with her right hip towards the target. Other way.
Are you ready?
Once we get the communication down, these kids are jumping in and getting the hang of it actually even quicker than hearing kids. Bullseye, right in the center.
Lindsay's my outside kid. She will be doing something outside in her future, and I want her to have as much safety as she can have. Being deaf, she's at a disadvantage. I want her to be aware that when she's out hunting, there are other people who may not be aware. She's deaf.
Bullseye. Good.
She has to be prepared for anything. And the earlier I start her, the better, I think.
Did you think you could do that good? Yeah.
Lindsay was really struggling at first when she came up to the line, and I noticed that she had her head tilted all the way over to the side of the gun. And usually when we're doing shooting events, that is an indication that she might be left eye dominant, and trying to shoot right-handed, that's a real difficulty. Left eye dominant means that even though she's right-handed, her left eye is stronger than her right eye. So what we did was we did a test to see if she was left dominant, and she was. So we switched her to shooting left-handed, and within 2 shots after that, she was making bullseyes.
Very good.
Well, these two, they were born deaf. You know, they've been what they call profoundly deaf since the first time that we could have them tested, you know, when they were babies. They have no physical challenges because they're good, healthy boys, and you know, they enjoy the outdoors a lot.
Good job.
I'm thankful for the Missouri Department of Conservation for putting this on. Brings probably a lot of kids and families that maybe don't get a chance to get out and do this.
All right, hit it that time. Very good. She's perfect lined up.
It's also good to get the little kids, which there are a lot of here today, started, you know, getting them interested in the outdoors at a young age like that.
These kids are so tuned in to their interpreter that they actually zoom in on what the interpreter is trying to tell them, and are actually taken to the event quicker than maybe a hearing kid would, because a hearing kid is distracted by all the sounds and everything around them.
Go, Jeremy, go.
Oh.
One more.
Okay, you gotta look at it.
In early spring, male turkeys thrust their necks forward and belt out the calls they're named for. Gobbling is a means of communication. A turkey's gobble is both an invitation and a challenge, depending on who's listening. To a hen turkey, it's an invitation to courtship. To another gobbler, the call proclaims dominance and may result in a fight if challenged. This spring fever doesn't last, however. As summer closes in, gobbling wanes as hen turkeys are occupied with incubating eggs and raising their broods. But for a time, the spring woods belong to the gobblers.
Have you ever thought about hunting? These days with computer games and all that stuff on TV, it seems like kids don't get outside much anymore. That's too bad. There's a lot going on in the great outdoors. Oh! Serious business. This ain't no video game. This is what's called Hunting Skills University.
Guys, let's get some eyes and ears on first, okay? That's important.
Today's quarry is quail and pheasant. We've all taken a hunter education course. That's mostly about safety. This is more about hunting skills, or how to hunt. It's about habitat and restoration, learning to know and respect the animals you're hunting. Most of all, it's about doing, getting out in the field for a hunt.
Keep these things in mind, and I want you guys to repeat this with me. Whenever you're walking along in the hunting fields and a bird flushes, the first thing you want to do is move towards that bird. If that bird takes off straight in front of you, take a step forward towards him. So move, mount your gun, swing, fire, and follow through. So we're walking along hunting. A bird gets up. We move or we take a step towards the direction where we see that bird flying. We mount that shotgun. We swing through that bird till the barrel is ahead. Then we fire and follow through. Is everybody ready to shoot?
Yeah. Whoa!
Oh, you're getting close. That's close.
He likes hunting real well. We get him out hunting and fishing and camping.
Pull.
I think it's important in our heritage to get them in the hunting tradition, to pass that along from one generation to the next.
Pull.
Waited just a hair.
Hitting a bird on the wing is not easy, even if it is a clay one, but the real challenge is in the field. Here, the birds don't wait for you to say pull.
I really wish that I had this when I was a kid. So what this was, like I said, a graduate course where they can go out, learn hunting skills, learn biology, and then actually get a chance to participate in a live hunt.
The dog's a real birdie.
Knowing that a bird can fly up any second, now that gets your heart racing.
There he goes. Get him, guys. Okay, Zach, unload. The dog's got your bird. It brings back a lot of experiences I had when I was their age and people were taking me, uncles and my dad and my big brother and such were taking me on hunting trips. So it's kind of a trip down memory lane for me to see these youngsters learning what it's like and seeing that look in their eye when they see a pheasant flush or a quail gets up and they down their first quail in their life.
There's nothing like getting a bird on the wing. Kind of puts all that TV and video games in perspective.
There it is. There's one. Good shot. You bring the dog.
Good girl.
At the end of the day, we were left with our trophies, a few good pictures.
Okay, that's good. Hold your birds up.
And skills that will carry us through a lifetime of hunting adventures.
It's 4:30 already. Let's go. The day starts early in turkey camp. It has to if you want to get a bird. Of course, the rain didn't help. The guides were concerned about our chances in the wet weather. But the rain didn't dampen the enthusiasm of our young hunters. They moved out in the dark and were in position at first light, watching, waiting. 2 success stories. First, Jordan. After a long wait, he bagged his bird. Sometimes success comes in unexpected ways.
Well, I had to go to the bathroom, and then I turned around and looked, and there was almost a whole flock of turkeys.
I want you to get up there. I want you to lay down and lay your gun on top of the ground and have it pointed right at him. That way, you sneak up there super, super slow.
And there was this close one, and Henry called this one in closer, and I put a shot on him. That was awesome.
I'm guessing about 22 pounds.
Our second success in the turkey woods was Reese. After an unlucky hunt last year, he was excited when this year's opportunity got up close and personal.
All right, aim right at the base of the neck.
Gotcha.
You ready?
Yeah.
Whenever you shoot, go ahead.
Good job. And I think that's the one that tricked me last year.
Really?
And in the end, Reese bagged his bird.
Fantastic. That's something to be proud of there. That's a nice bird, Reese.
2 trophy birds and memories that will last a lifetime. Let's look in on another group of Missouri school kids as they bring outdoor cooking right into the classroom.
When you cook trout, how can you take some of that fishy taste out? Lemon juice, a lot of lemon juice.
Cooking has always been a part of this family in consumer sciences class. But today's recipes are a bit out of the ordinary.
You can just slice that off of there and remove it.
Take this out there and there's a square grill. Start grilling it.
From buffalo to venison, duck, and rabbit, these recipes call for wild game that were once the staple of local pioneers. It's a big change from today's packaged and store-bought foods.
Laura Ingalls Wilder spoke about her dad and how much he hunted when they lived in the woods, but there was a lot of reference to game foods. I'm trying to reach the next generation. I'm in hopes that they'll pull out the Laura Ingalls Wilder books and they'll work with their own children, maybe making a batch of pancakes or maybe catching a fish and dressing the fish and talking about, you know, how Laura Ingalls Wilder, when she lived on Plum Creek, they lived off of fish just about.
The idea of cooking wild game in class started a few years ago with the help of local conservation agents Bill Campbell and Don Schilling.
I'm not a big turkey cooker. I'm sort of a turkey hunter, and then I bring it home and Mom or Grandma does the cooking.
What we hope to do with today's program was generate a little interest in eating wild game and hopefully create a little interest in hunting and fishing. If they don't want to hunt and fish, but they still like to eat the wildlife, then it helps us down the road in our programs to manage wildlife, promote wildlife, and enjoy the outdoors.
I love it. It's so gamey. I love it. I'm gonna go hunting like more often. I love this stuff. It tastes like you're eating a log.
It's just
a log. A log or fire or something.
A log, like wood.
I haven't tried any logs lately. I've had turkey before, so it tastes normal to me, but I think it tastes really good.
The most reaction, I'd have to go with waterfowl. That we can't cook it up fast enough, and then the rabbit also amazes them.
Trout have an extra row of bones that stick out between their rib bones and their spine bones. And if you clean them and leave the heads on, you can scrape the meat will come off of there and leave those bones intact, and you can just pull them off of the skeleton that way.
At first, you'll have a few that are real hesitant about trying wild game. Oh, I don't like fish, or I don't want to try duck, or I don't want to eat rabbit.
So what do you think?
I think it tastes really woodsy. Really woodsy.
Yeah.
Not like chicken, but just woodsy.
Kind of gamey.
Woodsy, gamey.
Kind of chickeny.
So when we get them a taste of it, and then they can experience that, and they realize that it's part of a management tool, and it's used to help us manage our wildlife populations, and it gives them great sport, it changes their perspective. And by the time most of them leave, they're not squeamish about trying it. A friend of theirs has tried it, liked it, and then they sample it and they like it. And a lot of them leave the room saying, we'd like to have more of that.
Missouri's heritage is amazing. We're really lucky to be sharing this state with deer, turkey, and other wild things. And there's nothing that connects you closer to game animals than hunting. And ultimately, hunting is a good thing for the management and preservation of a species. So if you're looking for an exciting sport, something that gets you out and connected with the natural world, think about going hunting. It's a great way to experience Missouri outdoors.